Greetings, everyone. My name is Prawn, and I am a psychotherapist in private practice. And I'm doing a series of talk about children, youth, family, and applied psychology, how we can learn from psychology in a way that is applicable to our life, to our home environment, and so on. If this is the first time you're in my channel, don't forget to subscribe because I will be talking constantly about these things and it's important and I appreciate if you can share it with your community. Anyways, the role of encouragement. If you're a parent, if you're a caregiver, foster parent, if you are a grandparent and you have children in your kind of role and position as a caregiver, you know that children today, children and youth, they are kind of glued to to the devices, not substances. At times, this become a substance actually. They are glued to devices and social media, unfortunately, a majority of children. And all the statistic is showing that there are more children who are online and knowing about the online versions of video chats, etc. And that leads to less activity for them, less physical activity, and the less motivation to do anything else besides being on the devices. Therefore, role of encouragement, this is a concept that Adlerian psychology or Adler, Alfred Adler was first psychologist talking about role of encouragement in child upbringing and child development, and how encouragement helps the child to bring healthy behavior, and their brain development kind of gets impacted. And how is that? I mean, encouragement is not about only about saying, oh, good job, you did this. No, encouragement means a lot. It means to spend time with the child, listening to the child, listening to the heart of the child, appreciating their sharing about emotions, appreciating their sharing about their relational problems and communication with others. And once you encourage a child, you basically see the child as a equal human being who is in need of interaction with you, interaction with others. And we are all human beings. We need to kind of stay in our communities and group of people. We are social beings. Therefore, encouragement is not only good job thing, which I hear a lot. Parents saying, "Oh, I always say, good job, keep going." No, we don't want to cheer up children. We want to kind of get into the heart and the brain of the child. I mean, today, neuroscience, the learning from neuroscience, we know that where children in their brain listen to our communication. I mean, children who are managing to stay in the middle part of the brain, which is about the senses, they hear more of others in their prefrontal lobe of the brain, the place of management and solution finding and decision making and creativity. So therefore, encouragement is not a simple act. It's about a series, or it's about a pattern of behaviors we develop for our children and help them develop for themselves to pattern of behaviors that is about managing their emotions and being able to see what's going on for them. The sense of inferiority is also another concept from Adlerian psychology, which is about children constantly. We are human beings, we constantly look at others and compare ourselves, and if they are bigger, powerful, and smarter, whatever they are, we kind of compare ourselves, saying, oh, I'm less than. So I want to become them. Therefore, this constant compensation seeking, also another concept, compensation seeking about getting up to that level of whoever the child is comparing themselves to, that may lead into some sort of maladaptive behaviors, aggressive behaviors, unhealthy behaviors, and unhealthy coping styles, right? If you're constantly, and also if you, as a caregiver, you're constantly comparing your child to others, or others children are better, they are smarter, they are doing their homeworks better, then you're kind of discouraging the child for exploring who they are, for experimenting life, for experiencing life. So in a unconscious way, you're kind of discouraging, not encouraging. So encouraging is about letting them be children. They need to have their own solitude time and their own way of processing. They learn by observing, listening, feeling, and they learn by seeing you. What do you do as a caregiver? If you're modeling a healthy behavior, they are gonna find your footsteps and follow your footsteps. And if you are constantly a parent or caregiver who are discouraging the child and not listening to the child, and kind of, unfortunately, some parents who do not have time, they kind of in a way they kind of make the child glued to these devices because the devices become a has a functional role in distracting the child from asking for whatever questions. Children ask a lot of questions, right? And if you don't have time to answer those questions and you kind of encourage them to sit in front of TV and devices, then basically you are in a way discouraging the child from exploring and wanting to know more and researching about what's going on. So therefore, encouragement is not a praise, it's about a action, it's about modeling, it's about pattern of behavior, it's about pattern of communication style. If for example, parents who are saying, oh, I know you are very smart. Okay, you're smart in what way? You need to kind of give the child example in what way they are smart so they can do more. Once we are saying you are very uh, dum, then the child doesn't know what is the mistake they have done. Tell them about the example of give them example of what they have done, what in what they can do to kind of repair that behavior. What's the substitute? What's the alternative? What do you want them to do? Tell them. Give them clear expectations. Children often, unless they have a lot of aggression in themselves, they are often they want to listen to their parents because they are loyal to their parents or caregivers because that's the only people they have, unless they have other adults in their life whom they can seek better support, right? So encouragement is about getting to know the world of the life, and just saying, oh, I love you, good job, and you're doing good, keep going, and just praising the child once they are in a soccer field or a any group activity, that doesn't do much because they don't know what they have done well. Explain to them what they have done well, and explain about your clarify about what you expect them to do better. And that's encouragement. That clears the misunderstanding and misjudgment, because children usually, they are very good listeners. However, they are not very good interpreters. They interpret what you say in a at times negative way maybe, and depending on the circumstances, depending on the context, if the parents, caregiver, the adults, they are arguing constantly, the home environment is not safe, what are they interpreting the situation, that the world is unsafe, that I am not safe and my caregivers are not safe, and I better go out and see who else is out there to offer me some safety, and what other behaviors I can get into to cope with the stress of my home environment. Therefore, coping strategies, there are two way around, right? It's a continuum. What are the children and what are we in terms of strategies for stress management? What do we have? What are we doing? Children also looking into this. So therefore, this is a very complicated, complex uh, concept. And if we want to help our children to be smart and have emotional intelligence and be cool and calm and mind together, and they're be able to problem solve in their life, then we need to understand the concept of encouragement better, and how much we are spending time with them, of course, and what is the quality time? I mean, it's not about you sit home 10 hours a day with a child. No, it's about having half an hour quality time, listening to the child, listening to their fears, concerns, and imagination. Children are very imaginative, and they see things differently, and they express whatever they see and think and feel, which is great. However, at times parents discourage them to express that way. Therefore, we are not encouraging them to be who they are. If you want to do a better, we need to kind of first change our way of handling our children, and changing our way of treating how our children, how they are doing. It depends on how we are doing, definitely, that's for sure, and what kind of behaviors we want them to do. Then we have to think about what are we doing, what are the behaviors we are showing. I mean, unfortunately, I see a lot of times parents who are coming to therapy, and they talk about the false and faulty behaviors of their children in a way that the child chooses to be that whatever bad is about. No, children, they are not choosing to have maladaptive behaviors. They use it, or they become aggressive. They use it because they know, they don't know better. They don't have any alternatives. And children and youth, if they're aggressive, we have kind of opened the path for them to not be happy, and therefore this is their way of showing what's going on for them. So discouraged children, usually they show their internal world by loneliness, isolation, isolating themselves, not getting into uh, group activities, and also, and at times with aggression, right? And also at times with um, kind of bullying others maybe, and becoming a bully. I don't want to say every single child becomes a bully because they are discouraged. However, discouragement also is a concept that we need to understand. What does it do to our brain and the brain of our children? And look at yourself. If you're a parent, caregiver, whoever you are, look at ourselves. Where in your life you have been discouraged from being who you are and saying what you want and saying exactly what's on your mind, choosing your way around. And if you have been discouraged, you know that for sure, that for years you have gone through emotional distress, and anger, anxiety, depression, sadness, grief about, oh, I want to be doing this, but now look at me, I'm choosing this path of life because other people forced me and never listened to me. Other people may be parents or someone else who cared for us. Therefore, discouragement is more than a good job thing. It's about connecting, it's about communicating, listening not only with our mind, but with our heart. And at times, listening with our heart helps children to see that, yes, we are listening to them, and they will tell us what kind of coping strategies they have. Whatever coping strategies they have, we listen to and communicate it to the child and saying, okay, what else is out there? What else can you do? How can you do better? Let them tell you how they can do better. Don't tell them what to do at times, because you take their chance away from being who they are and using their brain for finding better solutions. So I hope this is a helpful conversation, and I would be happy to receive your feedback. And I will continue talking about these subjects because they are on my heart. And for the years I have worked with families, I have seen tons of examples how children can be discouraged, and down the road, I have observed those children who become younger teenagers and younger adults, and adults, how they kind of, their path of life changes. And that's unfortunate. We can do better if we know better. Okay, take care, and hopefully I hear from you if you have some feedback for me, and please share this with others. Thank you. Until next time. Bye bye.